Hola everyone, it's Bible study time. Yay, I was sitting here trying to get some of this lint off of me. I don't have a lint duster since I moved back in my house. I don't know where it's at. And I'm not over here trying to give y'all rich auntie vibes. I'm definitely not her. Not yet. I am rich. Just spiritually rich. I want to give you spiritually solid auntie vibes. All right, y'all. Want to give you a thought-provoking Bible study today. But as with anything, let's get this out of the way. If you find my content relevant, if you think it's thought-provoking, if you find it necessary, please subscribe, please like, please share. If you have the means to donate, I am not too proud to ask for donations. I can use as many donations as I can get. This is a grassroots effort. This is something that I'm coming from on my own without any assistance from any particular person outside of God Almighty. This is a baby that me and God are birthing. And if you find that you're able to support this endeavor financially, I ask that you do so. And I will multiply your blessing in the form of my creations and in the form of blessing someone else in general. And it just will multiply itself on and on. If you'd like to donate to this channel, please go to my YouTube page. You'll find in my information tab a GoFundMe link, and you will find a PayPal link where you can donate abundantly at your leisure. I really would appreciate it. And if you're looking to see if I'm worthy of your blessings, because I don't want anyone to feel as if, they just need to donate blindly. No, please investigate. Look into my body of work. Look into who I am. I'm on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram as Just Call Me Auntie. I have my own blog, michelle-mayer.com. And of course, I'm on YouTube under Michelle A. Mayer TV. So you can look into me and my background. I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide. I'm just out here willy-nillying it, speaking the truth of God to whoever will hear it. Because it's definitely been a testimony of mine. It has been a walk, and a very interesting and eventful walk that I feel can bless someone else's life. So if interested, please donate abundantly. Subscribe, like, and share as well. So today, you guys, we're going to be speaking we're still in Jeremiah, okay? I'm not on nobody's timetable. If you want to hear something else, I know there's many Bible studies out there. Y'all can go on and listen to another one. But the Spirit is leading me to speak to this today. Out of the book of Jeremiah, we're going to read from chapter... where was I at? We're going to read from chapter 18, verse 1, all the way down to one through 10. Chapter 18, verse 1 through 10, and then we're going to skip over to chapter... We're going to stay in chapter 18, but we're going to skip over to verse 18 and take it all the way to 23, okay? So let's get it going. I'm going to ask God to direct me in the discernment of His word. Heavenly Father, I come before you in love, looking for you in the many pages of this book. I ask that you use me as your vessel to speak your truth to the children. Lessen me and magnify you. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable unto you, Father. And love, I come before you. Give me your thanks. Protect this space. Cover me with your attention and lead me as I discern your word to the children. And love, I come before you. Amen. All right. Okay, y'all. So we're on chapter 18. I'm just going to read and we're going to get to it. Chapter 18, verse 1. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will cause thee to hear my words. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheels. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again, another vessel, as seemed good to the potter to make it. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, O house of Israel, can I do with you as this potter, saith the Lord? Behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are ye in my hand, O house of Israel. At what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to pluck up and to pull down and to destroy it. If that nation against whom I have pronounced turn from their evil, I will repent of the evil that I thought to do unto them. And at what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to build and to plant it. If it do evil in my sight, that it obey not my voice, then I will repent of the good wherewith I said I would benefit them. All right, so we're going to go on over to verse 18. And they said, Come, let us devise devices against Jeremiah. For the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet. Come, and let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of his words. Give heed to me, O Lord, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them, and to turn away thy wrath from them. Therefore deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. And let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. Let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet. Yet, Lord, thou knowest all their counsel against me to slay me. Forgive not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight. But let them be overthrown before thee. Deal thus with them in the time of thine anger. All right, y'all. So, let's get to it. As usual, Israel is in a dire state. Israel's in the same place it's been in. They're transgressed. They're punished. They've been sold into slavery. They are doing bad. And God sends another prophet. Don't God always send a vessel? I keep telling y'all, God always sends a vessel to help his children. And the vessel that God always sends comes from amongst the children. But the children are so stubborn and hard-headed. They have fallen in love with their iniquity. They don't even know they're wrong. And even when they do know they're wrong, it's easy to lay and wallow in the wrongness. It's easy to lay and wallow in the transgression than it is to arise and dust yourself off and begin to walk in the righteous way. They get angry with the prophets that come and tell them that they're wallowing in their transgressions. They rather to adhere to the prophets that lie to them, that speak iniquity to them, that speak deceit to them. They love those prophets because those prophets are not accountability partners. Those prophets are just as in a transgressive state as them. So they allow all of the wickedness, the iniquity, and all of the transgressions to continue on because they can blindly say, well, we didn't know. Until someone comes like a Jeremiah or another prophet, a righteous prophet comes and tells them the wrong in their behavior. And they become public enemy number one to those people because now they've heard the truth. They can't deny it. And this person continues telling them the truth. And this person is actually looking to do the righteous thing and to stand upright and to abide by the law of Moses and the law of God. So they can't hold this person in the same stance as they hold themselves. They can't say, well, he's doing it too. They can't catch you on that. And they can't shut you up from telling your truth. And your truth makes them have to adhere. And if they don't adhere, they know the law of God. They know that if they don't adhere, they are subject to the penalty for not adhering. So you become a problem. You become expendable. And this is Jeremiah. Jeremiah has come and he's spoken to them about all of the transgressions that they do. The leaning on the false prophets, believing in the false prophets, allowing the false prophets to prophesy lies and deceit in the name of God, worshiping of false idols, not even knowing that they're worshiping idols, don't even remember what an idol actually is. They've gotten so lost, so far away from it. They're just like we are today. We don't know what an idol is. We think an idol is a statue. Oh, I don't worship a statue. You'll condemn someone and you'll go in their house and see a painting of Jesus and say, oh, You're worshiping a false idol. You're not supposed to have that painting in your house. Yet you worship all of the material aspects of life all day. That's all you think about. That's all that's on your mind. That's all that motivates you to get up and go out and try your hand at something, is the attainment of idols, the attainment of things created by the hand. So you're no better than anyone that has an image of any type of spiritual deity, Messiah, prophet, or what have you, saint in their house. You're no better. You aspire to all of the worldly luxuries, and you do everything you can to get them, no matter what it is, no matter what the price is. You're worshiping false idols. And there's no condemnation in it. I'm just bringing it to light, the fact that the children nowadays are in the same state that they were in back when this book was written thousands of years ago. All we do is walk around in circles. We just keep walking around blindly in circles. In the wilderness. We've been in the wilderness, I don't know how many generations at this point. I can't even count them. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of generations. We've made the wilderness our home. And Jeremiah is saying, God, I have done nothing but come before these people and spoken your truth to these people. I've come before these people because you ordained me to do it. I didn't even want to come before these people. It was something that was bestowed upon me that I had to do. And had I not done it, you would have punished me. And yet I've done it. And in order for me to come before the people and to deliver your word and to stand righteously in your truth, I had to adhere to your word too, which is extremely difficult. It's very difficult to adhere to the law of God, especially when you know it. That's the part of knowing something. You can't unknow it. When you know something, you can't fool yourself into not knowing it. You just know too much now. You know too much, and you have to adhere to what you know. And all the while, you're adhering to it. You're going through life struggles like everybody else. And you're having to preach your experiences. You're having to preach the information that God downloads to you, to the children. To these rambunctious rebels. These rebellious children, defiant. And they don't want to hear it because all they want to do is to be comfortable doing what they do. And anything that makes them not comfortable, they will work iniquity against you. You don't even have to do nothing to them. Nothing. And this is Jeremiah. He's come forward. He's spoken against the false prophets. He's spoken against the fact that we've thrown all of our pearls at the feet of swine. We've given all of our spiritual gifts away, all the knowledge away. We've sold it. We've sold it, and we've bartered it, sold it, traded it in transactional scenarios with the world, with the nations, for nothing but the creations of the hand. We sold what was priceless for nothing more than the creations of the mind and the hand. You could equate that to selling priceless items for nothing but money that gets you nowhere past this realm. Because you don't know what's beyond this realm. So you don't bank on that. You just bank on this. You selling things that are priceless for a pair of tennis shoes, a lifetime supply of them, shelter that you would have had anyway. God ordained for you. God gave you land, not even a house, land, regions. Yet that's not good enough for you. You rather have this one house. It's just ridiculous how far we have gone down in this rabbit hole, y'all. And Jeremiah has come before them and told them, pled with them, because Jeremiah knows, as all the prophets that have come before Jeremiah know, is that we're all in this thing together. Israel is a unit. Israel is not every man and woman for themselves. Israel is a unit This was set up this way by God. We are a unit of highly spiritual people. Our God, our system is a highly spiritual system. This is a systematic thing going on here. And it's a multi-layered thing. And it involves everything around you. It controls the whole system of things, the whole world. And even beyond it. Even beyond this world. That's how powerful it is. Yet there's layers to it. You can't just reach up and control the whole world. You got to master each layer. You have to prove to the system that you have earned the access to reach those places. It's a brilliant thing. And I'm not getting this from something I read through a book. This ain't that. So Jeremiah is coming and he's telling the children, look, let's tighten this up. Let's get it back on track. And they've done nothing but condemn them. What he said is this. Then said they, come and let us devise devices against Jeremiah. Let's set up situations, things against him. For the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet. He's saying, well, let me finish. Come and let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of his words. Let's speak against him. Let's create lies on him. Let's lie on him. Let's discredit him. Let's make him feel as if he's not worthy, even though we know, we just said in the sentence before this, for the law shall not perish from the priest. The law is the law. Nor counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet. They can't stop it. They cannot stop the fact that God will work through vessels to speak the truth to the children. They know this. They know the flow of God working through vessels, whether priests, prophets, or wisdom keepers, will not ever stop. But what we can do is we can alter it. We can't stop it. We can alter it. We can discredit them when they come forward. We can make them feel like it's not even worth their time. We can discredit them. We can lie upon them. And we can ignore them. We can ignore everything they say. This is what Jeremiah is dealing with. Give heed to me, O Lord, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with thee. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and turn away thy wrath from them. He's saying, I've done everything I can to plead the cause of these people. I've been so patient with these people. Beyond patient. I've given to them things that they didn't even deserve. They didn't even deserve. And because of that, they think I am a fool. They think I am foolish because I am abiding by your law. I'm moving in love and honor amongst these people and in truth. And because of that, they think I'm weak. They're taking advantage of me. They are spitting in my face while they sleep in my under my protection. While they sleep under the protection of my house. They are spitting in my face. And in turn, Father, they're not spitting in my face. Because whenever I have come before these people, whether they have sought me out to discredit me, whether they have sought me out to try to find a snag or a snare to discuss amongst one another in an evil, iniquitous way, or whether they have sought me out to lie on me, whatever the reason was, whenever they sought me out, I made sure that they saw you. I made sure that all they saw was you. I made sure that the only thing that they could say about me is what I speak of you. Yet, they've looked to do nothing but wickedness and iniquity. Time and time again. And it's fair to say at this point that it is not of me that they are looking to be wicked and iniquitous with. It is you. This is what Jeremiah is saying. So Jeremiah says, have your way with them. Have your way. Use all of my experiences that I've had with these people up to this point as my testimony. And you be the judge of what you want to do with them. Because I have told them time and time again the results of their actions, where it will lead them. And I have almost begged them to stop harming themselves. But they didn't believe me. It was the evil spirit in them that propelled them forward to try it in every angle. And now they have a whole case built up against them in spirit. And Jeremiah is telling God to condemn them because of their own actions. How many of us have been in situations like this? How many?
Okay, I found this on the web for how many of us have been in situations like this. Check it out.
That's Siri. How many of us have been in situations like this? Where you give people just multiple outs. Like you almost begging them, like, just stop doing that to yourself. Don't do that. But because they hate or they're jealous or they're envious or they're just unhappy with themselves so much, they let their all logic override it. Even though they know they're wrong. There's no reason for any of this. There's no reason for these children to be as rebellious as they are. Outside of the fact that they just want to be it. They are comfortable being iniquitous. They are. And God says before this, God says, told Jeremiah, go down to the potter's house, and there I will cause thee to hear my words. He said, go down to the potter's house, and there I will speak to you. I'm going to speak to you at the potter's house. He gave him a clear direction. And Jeremiah goes. He says, then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on wheels. A person was there working with clay on wheels. You've been in situations like this. Maybe you don't know that God told you to go down to a place, but you ended up going down to a place and you're seeing something. And whatever that meditation has been that's been on your heart has now captured or coalesced with what is before you in that place. And you're looking at it and you're saying, wow, this is just like what I've been thinking about all week. Or this is just like what I was thinking about when I was on my way here. This is what Jeremiah saw. He said, then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on wheels. He was working with clay on wheels. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again, another vessel, as seemed good to the potter to make it. So the potter is working with wet clay on a wheel, like most potters do. And this is turning, and he's molding it with his hand, and he's deciding, okay, this is what I want. And he's thinking, no, this doesn't have the texture. It's not what I had in mind. I'll destroy it, and I will do it again. Because he has the ability to do that. The clay is the clay. You can destroy that clay as many times as you want to, as long as you keep it wet. And you keep working it. You can create over and over again whatever you would like with that clay. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, O house of Israel, can I do with you as this potter, saith the Lord? Behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. He's saying, don't ever get it twisted. Don't you ever in your life get it twisted thinking that I need you. Surely I have invested a lot in you. Surely I love you because I am love. God is love. And God does not give up on things that God loves. God is a see it through type of God. God is a God of his word. God is a God of integrity. God is not a God of, oh, you made a mistake. Throw them all out. Let's start it all over again. No. Because if this was the case, these children would have been destroyed. They'd have been gone a long time ago. And anybody would have been able to understand it. Why? But because of all that God invested in these children, the line that these children come from, the stock, this ancient bloodline, all of the history, all of the tremendousness of these children is packed right inside of them. And God says, I can't just, it's hard for me to destroy you. Because I remember the you before you. I remember your greatness. I remember that aspect that I created in you. And I'm wanting to see it reach its fullest potential. So I'm patient with you while you crawl. I'm patient with you while you stand again and you begin to walk and you fall again and you crawl and you get up and you walk. And I'm patient with you while you go through all of these different changes. I'm patient with you while you look around the world and you want to be like everybody else. I'm patient with you while you learn the lessons of what that does, how much of a time waster that is. How painful that is to your children and all of your generations. I'm patient with you while you are hateful to one another. I'm patient with you when you take on the coat of other people and you begin to display that action within your own house. Because all these things are just as necessary as it is for a child when they begin to walk and they fall and they get back up again, and you can't always come and help them. You gotta let them get up on their own. It's just like having a baby. You can't always talk gaga goo goo to the baby. You will keep that baby in a perpetual state of talking gaga goo goo. You got to talk to that baby like it is you're talking to someone older, to give that baby something to ascribe to. This is the same thing that God is doing with these children. These are the years, these are the weaning years. These are the years of them learning. We're still in it. God knows we are still in these years. We're still in our learning years. We are making bad decisions and we're learning hard lessons from them. It's a trial and error thing going on around here. But God gives us the blueprint, and the blueprint is to listen to my law. The law that I have is within your heart, is embedded in each and every one of your heart. Listen to it. Don't let the evil one, the ego, override the law. Be patient with one another, yet allow space. Respect boundaries. Because when you don't, there are rules to this. You can't go around harming one another without there being some retribution. You can't do it. What you reap, you must sow. That's the law. And it is a trial and error. And this is what Jeremiah is saying. Jeremiah is saying, look, just end them and start all over. Pretty much that's what Jeremiah is saying. Destroy them and start all over. Because I don't have hope that we can rebound from this. I don't believe we can rebound from this. But I'm not sure if Jeremiah thought that all the way through. I believe Jeremiah was speaking in an emotional state. Because if he was, he would have looked at Noah. God flooded the world, and did it solve anything? I'm looking to see. Did it solve anything? After God flooded the world, God allowed the children to lose generations, for whole generations to be wiped out in the wilderness, hoping that the fact that they wouldn't remember. And by allowing the generation to come and go, that new generation sprouting up would be fresh and new. And it still led them to where they are now, or where they are in the book. Not even now, because we're in a terrible space now. So even though I can feel where Jeremiah is coming from in this, that's not the answer. And that's why God didn't do it. This is a long journey thing. This situation is a long journey situation. And it is a testament to the insight of God. It is a testament to the wisdom of God. It is a testament, friend. You got positives and you got negatives. And then each side of the equation, you got to do what you do on one side to the other side. This is balance. So whatever you add on one side, you got to add it on the other. Whatever you subtract on one side, you must subtract it on the other. This is truth. This is how you get to truth. It's a fair game. It is a fair system. It's not an emotional system. It's fair. What you dish out, you got to be able to take. It's a fair system. And everything you take is nothing but all of your energy you've expelled into that. It's all you. Nothing added, nothing subtracted. It's all you. So yes, the children are wandering. Jeremiah is very frustrated, as understandable. And like I said, they've gone through many things. They've gone through the false prophets, the prophets that, at times I believe that some of the prophets were openly lying to either the king or whomever they were speaking to, prophesying to, either the children for a fee or the king for a fee. Because money had come into the picture, and now you're doing things for stuff, worshiping idols. But I do believe that a lot of the prophets were prophesying things that they thought were of God. I believe it. Because the enemy is so crafty in that way. And that'll be a whole nother video that I do on that. But I believe that they thought that they were prophesying of God. And they may very well have been. But sometimes I believe that they may not have. Because the text tells otherwise. The text, God is saying that this is not of me. These are imposters acting like me. Or they're outright lying, saying that it is of me. God doesn't even say that it's an imposter. God said that just wasn't me. He doesn't even get into detail as to who and what. He's saying it wasn't me. I'm not going to tell you specifically who it was, nor what the intention of it is. Whether it's an imposter or whether it's a lie or none of that. It just wasn't me. And you got all of this going on. And so the children are being led astray. They are being led astray. And this should tell you something. For 2024 and beyond. Like I said in the video, there are no prophets in Israel. I didn't mean that to be, disrespectful to anyone that considers themselves a prophet. I must say that, because I'm very to the point. I don't have time to be on here, oh, well, let me explain everything I say. I'm not that type of person. But I know what it takes to come forward and to speak your truth to people. So I respect and admire anyone that can do that with integrity and honesty. Yet, the dynamics that come into play when you come forward. If you look at the Adam and Eve story, Eve was fooled by the serpent, who was fooled by the devil, who made a decision along with others to come here thinking it was going to be one way, and then come to find out it was something completely different. Eve believed the serpent because the serpent had power. The serpent believed the devil because he knew the devil had power. All of these people were in control of the system. So that tells me that everybody that was in control of the system had been corrupted. Everybody. And I want to say the least to blame was Eve, because Eve was following orders. She was programmed to take orders from the people that were in charge of the system. Yet, Eve was programmed internally by God before she was programmed to take orders. She knew the code. She knew the law of God that was within her. And even though she was fooled, or whatever you want to call it, she still had to pay the price for her actions. Because the first thing that the serpent asked her by way of the devil was, what do you know about this tree? That's the first thing. Outside of her name, are you Eve? Yeah, I'm Eve. What do you know about this tree? So he got her to admit what she knew. It would have been different if she didn't know. But she admitted what she knew. And that should tell you something about today. Your enemy, our opponent, let's just say our opponent, has to tell us the truth of things. Whether it can be confusing or whatnot, the truth is out there. Whether we believe it, buy into it, accept it, acknowledge it, is a whole nother story. Be it that there are no powerful prophets like a Moses, a Joshua, Jacob, Abraham, Jeremiah, Hezekiah, Isaiah. There are no prophets amongst Israel today. And based upon all that we have gone through, it's fair to say that we must use our internal law that is within our heart to help us navigate these seas that we are in. Individually, we must ponder our own paths and cross-reference our own experiences amongst one another. That is the way to truth nowadays. It is not some big collective of, I'm in this group and we're doing it. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. It hasn't worked. Has not. Many have been led astray. Yet if you ponder your own path and each one cross-reference their paths with another, you fine-tune your own thing. Because nobody knows your road, nobody knows your path, nobody knows your experiences better than you and the God within you. And that way you can't be led astray. You can't be led off into some other foreign destination that doesn't sit well with you, but you're going to go with it because you want to be a part of the pack. These are just my thoughts. But this is my Bible study for you all today. You know what I'm going to say. You love more than you'll ever know. Very short and to the point. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Peace and love.